will meet once more, and the new one will love you threw away before. One fine day, you're gonna want me for your girl. One fine day, ooh, one fine day, you're gonna want me for your girl. Happy birthday, guys.
Thank you, Ronnie. Well, that was fun. Great song. Love both of those songs. I love a lot of songs. Anybody here ever happen to get any like musical lists for me? Because I don't always do that war stuff. Sometimes I send out those musical lists. Anybody ever here ever get one?
Yeah.
No? I sent them out. I'm sorry. I like to do that. Okay. Now, next, Tom.
Can I say something first?
Yes, you can, Tom. Tom Camarella. Great Culver City activist on every level. In Culver City, and anti-war, and pro-human rights, and everything else. And a Maine friend.
You know, Frank hooked up to a book called Addicted to War, right?
Yep.
Have you ever, how many have seen that little thing, right? Okay, I've given out boxes of Addicted to War. And it's because he took him by the throat and said, I'm going to make sure this gets out there. And he did. And I wanted to thank you for that, because I've gotten a lot of people interested in it.
I know most of you here have the book, but I actually, I brought it, just in case anybody here doesn't have a book, I brought it in the room. I brought it back in 2002. Joel Andreas wrote it in 1992, after the Persian Gulf War. And then I found it, and I read it, and I go, oh my God, it's such a great book. And I found Joel, he was living here, going to UCLA, and he said, well, it only printed 7,000 copies, and the publishers went out of business. Now, I never published a book or anything. I'm not a book publisher. Well, I met Joel, I showed him my film, well, I didn't know about it was foreign policy, and he agreed to let me do it, and we hooked up with AK Press, and now in English it's like almost 250,000 in English, and it's all over the world, like 14 languages. And the good news is, when we were growing up, some of us older people, there's never a book like that could be in a high school, right? It's in high schools all over the country, in colleges. And Emily's sociology teacher, what was his name? David Melke. When I went back to school down there in senior year, he had the book on every desk. I couldn't believe it. That's some progress, you know? Because it's not, most people aren't brought up with this kind of information. And so we're just trying to get more people to understand. And there's a lot of good things in this country, but making war on people in other countries isn't one of them. So before I bring up our next artist to sing a couple songs, Tom English, before I do that, I want to acknowledge a few other people who are like, once again, I can't acknowledge everybody, because Jane will get mad at me, and the night one. But I do want to acknowledge, number one, right now, the people who spent the day, are part of the day, at Arlington West, and they came over. I see some of them here. Kenny, stand up. Roxanne, Danielle, Ed, who else? Larry, you know, if you've never been down there, it's the greatest thing. It's been going on there since, is that Ellis there, Eddie? He ran for many years, he was former president of UCLA, and it's a lot of work, but it really reaches so many people. It's in the best place we ever have that memorial, and people come by and they see and they understand that war is not a good thing. But luckily, the city of Santa Monica lets us do it for nothing. Incredible. They packed all the stuff under the pier. David Troy's been down there many. I used to go down there. I helped start it. Andy built the first 600 crosses in my garage. And that was, what year was that? How many years ago?
15. A lot.
Long time ago. They're still doing it. It's a great thing. So anyway, I wanted to acknowledge all those people. And I do, back to the song Emily and Amy sang, everybody's here my friends, but I do want to acknowledge a couple of people that came longer ways. And one of them is Jane Charlesburg, who came from Joshua Tree. Where did you use before that? Before that, you were...
Point Arena.
Point Arena, way up north. Now she's living in Joshua Tree, and her granddaughter's here. Sarah, are you here, Sarah? Where's Sarah?
Uh-oh.
Well, she's here. She might have stepped out for a moment. And Jane, I met Jane at the Unitarian Church before I met this Jane. I had two Janes.
1982.
82. And Jane introduced me to the Peace Movement. She actually helped me, and we went to this event up in the Santa Barbara Mountains, put on by Stephen Fisk, called Peace Camp or something.
Peacemakers.
Peacemakers, right. And so Jane helped me to start with all this, and of course KBFK and Blaze and everybody. But I just want to thank Jane. She's still our great friend. Thank you, Jane. You never change. Well, no, you're younger than ever. And I want to say thanks to another friend who came a long way. 2 people. Diane Whiteside, who came from San Francisco. No, what city?
Yeah.
San Ramon, up in the Bay Area. Came down with her daughter, Wendy. Who is she in the room?
She lives in San Diego now. She had to.
Oh, she had to leave, but they came, and it's just interesting. If you come to our house and see our bookcase, there's a picture of me in Tahoe visiting you, and Jane was with me and took a picture of baby Wendy. I don't know what she, a year old or something. It's
Year
still on our
and a half. She was a year and a half.
Yeah.
year and a half, and we have that. Now she's here, and she's actually a lot older than that now. And Diane just lives up the street, and same age as my brother Jeff, and we've been friends for all these years. And I'm just so glad you came, Diane. And everybody, I'm glad everybody came. Okay, now, having said that, I want to introduce my friend and a great singer and a great actress and a great heart, Tom English, to come up and sing a couple songs. And also, I think, Tom, I want to invite you all to an event he's having next week at the church in Ocean Park. Right, Tom?
Yes.
And I'll be sending it out to my list, but he can tell you about it because he's putting it on. And I love this guy. He's got such great energy. And he's a loving man.
Oh, nice.
I guess everybody here is loving energy with loving people, right? It's a better way.
Walking through Arlington West, I was always so inspired. I was number 2 in the draft lottery a million years ago, and I ended up, through a whole long story, I was a conscientious objector-manic, and I ended up working in therapy in the Army, and Nixon wanted to get reelected, and so he established these drug rehab programs around the country. And with 4 weeks of training, I was sitting there listening to the stories of all these heroes, first victims of war, telling their stories about, friends who, stepped on a Claymore mine and they had to crawl away, and then hear the explosion and get splattered with parts of his body, and this kind of thing that war does. And it's that inability to wrap your mind around it, and for most people to just sort of be flip about it and not think about it. That makes me have to sing a song like this. When I was a young lad, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the Murray's green banks to the dusty outback, well, I was to my Matilda all over. And in 1915, my country said, son, time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. And they gave me a tin hat, they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ship sailed away from the quay. Amid the songs and the cheers, the flag waving in tears, we sailed off to Gallipoli. 'Tis well I remember that terrible day, our blood stained the sand and the water, and how in that hell that we call Suvla Bay, we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. The big Turkish shell caught the ass overhead, and when I woke up in my hospital bed and I saw what it did, well, I wished I was dead. never knew there was worse things than dying. For I'll go no more waltzing Matilda all along the green lands running free. For to hump tents and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. They gathered the wounded, the crippled, the maimed, and they shipped us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, us, proud wounded heroes of Suvla. And as the boat sailed into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where my legs used to be, and thank Christ there was nobody waiting for me to mourn and to grieve and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as they wheeled us down the gangway, and nobody cheered. They just stood and stared. Then they all turned their faces away. And the band still plays Waltzing Matilda, and the young men still answer the call. But as year follows year, more young men see things clear. Someday no one will march here at all. Thank you. There's just one more song I want to sing because it's about time, and it's about what all of us do, and it was actually inspired by Blaze and Teresa, but it's about all of us. Seconds turn to moments, and the moments turn to hours. But I love you now. Seasons whirl around us. Every season has its powers. But I love you always now. Injustices to be made right 24/7, day and night the world cries, while an absent-minded song in my soul begins to play, and every sorrow slips away, and only love is strong here and now. Each atom whirls in place here and now. Your touch, your face, breathing through some piece of news that wanders through a rolled down window, weaving light into a wider song about hard work to get good things done, and peace is how you know you won, and love can right this wrong. Love that goes beyond the you and me, love that flows out to humanity and feels the need, and sows the seed of peace.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. Okay, I now want to bring on Dennis Davis. Yeah, I get enough time? And I think Steve may play some with Dennis, and maybe Andy, and then Andy will do some songs. But Dennis has been playing at my events I've been putting on for a lot of years, and he's fantastic. He plays keyboard, plays guitar, he has bass, he writes songs. He's got us one song to play now. It should be the anthem of the world. And African Countryside, I asked him to play that song, We Are All One. He also has a great version of Imagine, which I know everybody wants to sing along with, and some other great songs Dennis has. And Dennis, his wife is here, Christy, and they're filmmakers. They made films. And another thing that Dennis does, he goes out and takes care of homeless people. He doesn't just feed homeless people, he saved a few people's lives. He spent so much time and energy getting involved with the paperwork and all this. It's amazing. And a few people, their lives literally been saved because of his efforts. So he's not just a singer, songwriter. Dennis, you're so many things. You know, you're just a great guy. I love you, Dennis. And here is Dennis Davis. Thank you, Brian.
When he is. No, I'm moving.
I can see that we will all arise from the silent ashes